Welcome to another episode of Cheap Car Showdown, Forza Motorsport 7. Like I say, every episode the kind of idea that I had was to go through and race every car underneath $30,000 at Lime Rock and see which one wins. So basically the reason is I think that these are probably more realistic cars to what everyone drives normally. So not everyone has a Dodge Viper. Not very many people would own one. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for cars under under $30,000. This is close, but no cigar. It's too expensive. But this Dodge Omni right here, which is actually my first car, so I'm very excited about this, is gonna go ahead and I already own it, but I'm gonna go ahead and buy it anyway so I can make sure that it's stock, and I'll just sell it on the market afterwards. Stock parts fitted instead of the I can't say that word. Homogeneous, whatever. Stock parts fitted. We go over single player, free play, and Lime Rock should be ready to rock and roll. So what we've got is our first number one car with the fastest time at this point is actually the Acura. I believe it's an RSX, and it is at 1 minute 7 seconds. We've had a BMW Assetti run it in 2 minutes. Basically, it was like 1:50, and we've had two cars run it at 1:14, but we haven't had anyone come in the middle. Another car ran it, the Datsun ran it 1 second slower, so we've got 107, which is the Acura, the fastest car. Then we've got 114, which would be a 1940 Chevy, and I believe, I cannot remember the other car. Oh, the Pacer, the AMC Pacer ran it in 114 as well. But we have not had anyone come in the middle. Now, I don't expect this Omni to be a champ and beat the Acura, but you know what? It is a turbo, and this is actually a pretty fast car in real life. Mine was not, but this particular Omni is a Shelby, and Shelby decided he's going to take this little car, throw a turbo on it, and call it a day. So if I can control it, we should have some pretty decently quick times. The problem being, though, is that it's got a very loose suspension, so it is hard to control. But if we can keep the speed up, we'll be good to go. Now you can see it's a lot faster than the Datsun. It's quick. It's a quick little car. It is ugly, but you know what? I have a place in my heart for this car, and a lot of people that I know do as well, because when it was around, it was a very good car. My grandfather had 5 of these. 5. Because they were just so good. He would run them for 300,000 miles and just buy another one because they were cheap. So, but I don't think he had the Shelby versions, sadly enough, and I definitely did not because mine was so slow. But this is a pleasure to drive, and it is pretty good. I mean, it is front-wheel drive. In case you're curious, it's not like a Chevelle or anything that's rear-wheel drive. And I'm having a hard time, though, due to the suspension being so loose. It does give you, like, a good amount of grip, I guess. Kind of not. The body roll is really hard to deal with. But I'm trying to keep the speed up, trying to turn in a little earlier than I'm used to because of that body roll. Braking a little sooner, and then not crashing is #1 objective. As I said before, I am the main variable in this equation of fastest cars because no, I'm not perfect. Other people could do it better, of course, because you know they're faster. But 109, that is the second fastest car we have seen behind the Acura. We still have some laps to go. Can I stop? Can I be better? Can I run this car harder, faster? That'd be fantastic. It does just burn the wheels off, though. But man, I just wish that I could get my hands on one of these in real life, because I love the Dodge Omni. That car took me all over the country. It was a good car. But this one is this Shelby version is just next level. This would be like putting I don't even know, like giving Carroll Shelby the license to work on a Hyundai Accent or something. It doesn't really equate to today, because back then an economy car was just an economy car. There was no 4 cylinders that were fast. Nobody ever thought of a 4 cylinder that had a turbocharger on it. No, that was insane. You'd put a V8 in it if you wanted it to be fast. But bam, 108. I mean, we're keeping up with, this car is 20 years older than the Acura, and it is coming. It's biting at its heels here, so I'm pretty happy about that. Like I said though, it is loose. You can see the whole body just keel over, and it's hard to get on the throttle because one wheel's off the ground basically, and it just wants to spin them. So I'm kind of just being real gentle with it, trying to get it as smooth as possible as I go through these corners. And just entering right at the right moment, a little earlier than I'm used to, getting on the throttle right at the apex, just trying to just do general good racing. With front-wheel drive, it is a little easier. It's not a super fast car, so that does make it a lot easier, that's for sure, because I'm not worried about losing control and spinning into a wall. But at the same time, the Acura came through this corner so fast. That was, I think, its killer secret, was that it could just carry so much speed through this straightaway right here. But you know what? I'm getting really close to 107. I've got one more lap. Hopefully everything goes well. I can keep it on the track. No major mess-ups. And keep it smooth as butter, and hopefully we'll be good. That was not a good corner right there. If you notice, I had to wait a long time to get on the throttle. As another not so good corner. I don't think I'm doing very well on this lap, but you know what? I'm going to keep pushing. Looks like I'm doing better than I thought. I really want to get in the 107s, and if that happens, I'm going to have to get out and check, because I don't actually remember the exact decimal points. We haven't had a race. We haven't had a contender yet, and I'm really surprised to see it in the Dodge Omni here. Or it might be the Plymouth Horizon. I don't know. They're the same car. But I'm not gonna lift here. I had to lift. Ah, dang it. I'm gonna count dirty laps though. As long as I don't cut any corners or anything, that doesn't really change anything, but that's not gonna work. So it came close, but the Dodge Omni Shelby is number 2. It goes. We got a 2002 Acura RSX, Dodge Omni, insane, and then after that there's a 1940 Chevy, and yeah, the list is getting long. But you know what? I'm really happy with how that the little Dodge Omni went. I think that with some basic tweaks and stuff, especially a good suspension, it could be a really quick car. So that's gonna be it though for this episode. Thanks for watching the Cheap Car Showdown, and let's see what we pick next. We'll just keep going down the alphabet and hopefully get something interesting. Thank you, and have a great day.